Have you ever faced a situation where your child keeps struggling with something very obvious and you get frustrated and try to insult or beat that child? Let's talk about building confidence in children, especially when it comes to learning. Because we've all seen that moment when a child struggles and wants to give up, right? Just the other day, my son was working on his math homework. He got stuck on the subtraction problem, that's the subtraction with regrouping, and became frustrated. He kept saying, I can't do it, mom. I told you I'm not as good as David in math. Math is too hard. I could see the frustration in his eyes. Now I had two choices. I could have replied and said, you should know this by now. I taught you and David together, and you already got the hang of it. But I knew that wouldn't help. Instead, I saw an opportunity to build his confidence and teach him an important life lesson, which is it's okay to make mistakes because everyone learns at their own pace. So I smiled and said, oh, I love how you're thinking about this. I love that you remember that if the number on top is smaller, it borrows from its neighbor to get bigger. Now let's see where you are getting stuck and figure this out together. We went through the step one by one, and he soon realized that every time he borrowed from his neighbor, he forgot to reduce the neighbor's value by one. This tiny mistake was throwing him off. But the moment he saw it, his face lit up and he shouted, I did it! I am the math master. That moment reminded me something, and that is our words and actions shapes a child's confidence more than we realize. So, instead of saying, you got it all wrong, why don't we say, great effort, my darling. Let's try a different way again. Instead of, you are not good in math, why don't we say, your brain is getting stronger every time you try? Now, this goes beyond math. Whether it's struggling with chores, learning to read, or trying a new skill, confidence isn't about always getting the right answer. It's about believing you can figure it out. So I urge you to celebrate small wins. If they get one question right after struggling, why don't you celebrate them? Wow, look at you. You kept trying and it worked. And if they get frustrated, remind them that mistakes helps our brain grow. Learning is like a puzzle. You just need time to put the pieces together. So, I'm encouraging all parents and teachers to always use words that lift and actions that build to help our kids believe in themselves because a confident child is a lifelong learner.